morning, traders. I'm Dennis Stick.
And I'm Joel Elconin. Welcome to Pre-Market Info.
We had a heck of a rally on Friday, but the market is giving some of that back today. Looks like Greece is the catalyst. We will recap Friday's rally and take a technical look at the S&P and some of the top components. YHOO added to the GS Conviction buy list, rallying this morning. And we're going to look at some key upgrades and downgrades. We'll also break down the Black Friday movers. Joel, we broke out of this 1390 technical area on Friday. We were pulling back here a bit this morning.
Yeah, overall, we've taken a little bit more back than half of the move from making that 1468 high back in September. Then we made the 1340 and a quarter low. The mid-range of that move would be 1405 area. We got up there close in that area, but giving a little bit back today. I'd like to see us get back over 1400 here in order to continue the rally.
Yeah, it would be nice to see the market start to continue to hold this whole 1390 area. We talked about this area before in August and September. This is what gave us support, gave us resistance for a couple days. We did break out over that on Friday. Light volume, but sometimes those light volume days, it's a little less liquid and stocks can move. And man, did we have some movers on Friday. Research in Motion, probably the biggest mover of them all. That was actually open on Thursday on Toronto, and it ended up rallying about 18% in Toronto on the National Bank analysts of their BlackBerry 10 sales.
Yeah, it got a high of 1186. I know it was trading well over that in the pre-market on Friday and when we were closed on Thursday. Tough call here, kind of out in the middle of nowhere. I guess you got to be a little bit patient here, maybe wait for it to fill the gap between 1035 and 1126. That trading up in the pre-market here over the $12 level. Major resistance here at 12. You had a bunch of highs there back in May. So I think just get back above 12 and hold 12. We have a chance to move higher.
CIBC upgrading it this morning. That's why it's getting driven up another 34 cents here. But you got to be careful. You got some people that are caught short this thing. It's been squeezing. I wouldn't be surprised if it took out that 12 area and continued higher. Long term, I still don't like Research in Motion, but short term, it's hot. The sentiment has changed short term here. It just seems like overnight. So you got to be very careful when you're picking tops on stocks that have all of a sudden turned market sentiment around. Apple breaking out a little bit on Friday as well. It was had a couple days of consolidation after its big up move, and then a pretty decent close on Friday, rallying it up. The rally is continuing here in the pre-market this morning. Citigroup initiating Apple with a buy.
Yeah, we've gotten a nice bounce off the lows that we made down at the $505 level. Believe it or not, we were actually that low. Looking at the pre-market activity, 574.98's been the high. You had the high back on November 7th at 574.54. Good resistance there all the way up to that pre-market high, 575. After that, things really open up for that stock. I don't see any resistance up to the 590 level, and you need to get well over 600 in order to take back up half of the big break from over 700 down to 505.
Yeah, I got a funny feeling that the stock's going to go into rally mode here again, but just from my own feeling on that stock. Let's take it over to YHOO because they're being added to the GS Conviction buy list here this morning. Goldman Sachs getting on board. Seems like everybody's starting to get on board. What a trend this thing is in the last month and a half. I can draw that trend line there for you, Joel. This thing has been strong. 1857 is where it closed on Friday. It is trading 1886 this morning.
I mean, has there been any kind of improved earnings or anything, or is this just kind of a technical move?
Well, we've had earnings already, but I think you just get, the stock started breaking out over that whole 1650 area, so I think you get a lot of analysts that are technical analysts looking, hey, it's a breakout, and obviously we did that in late October, and we've just been marching, and the trend is your friend here. The stock continues higher. I don't know if Goldman Sachs is upgrading here at the high or not. It's hard to say. But long term, again, I'm concerned about overall fundamentals of the company. But short term, Yahoo's in favor too. A lot of these dogs, a lot of these companies that really haven't done a heck of a lot in the last 6 months or a year, or have performed very poorly, are starting to come back, and the dogs are barking.
Yeah, GS is hopping on this baby maybe a little bit late, but I'm not too sure. 1905 is what it hit in the pre-market. They were gapping up over Friday's high, which was 1859. You actually had three highs between 1850 and 1859. So those of you who are looking for a pullback, look for that 1850 area to be good support. Going to a longer term chart on this, looking at the monthly here. I mean, you made that low in '08 at 894, and then you've really just been 10 to 20, 10 to 20. I mean, not getting up to that $20 level too much, only on a couple occasions. Coming up there again, looking at that high in April of 2010, that was 1912. You get above there, and you do have some real estate up to 25. But this is such a thick stock, to say that it's just going to go right to 25 is a little bit of a stretch.
30-40 cents for Yahoo is a big move, and it's already up here 30 cents today. But I wouldn't be surprised to test the whole 19 area. I mean, obviously, if you use the whole number theory, that's going to be your first area of resistance here on this GS upgrade day. McDonald, might as well stick with the upgrades downgrades theme. McDonald's getting downgraded at Lazard here. Stock trading down in the pre-market. 86.31 it just ticked down to after closing at 87.05. They were citing that the same store sales growth hasn't been great, and that's why they're downgrading it here this morning.
Yeah, not a lot of volume, though, associated with that move. I'd see a couple hundred shares trading that 86.31. 86 was the level for a long time, and we were holding that. We bounced off it several times over the last couple months. Finally broke down through it, got down to the low 83s, 83.31. Now we're popping. We get back above that 86 level, but still be using that as a swing number. 86 was a couple tops before the gap up on Friday. So look for some good support at 86.
It seems like a lot of traders have 86 as a reference point here, so I agree with that. You can look at the low back in August near the 86. If we go further back than that, there was lows there. Obviously, like you just cited, the last couple days had a couple tops just above 86. So it seems like 86 is a relevant number here, so I definitely would keep an eye on that number if you're trading the stock today. Facebook in the news, or actually Facebook getting upgraded at Bernstein today. It pulled back a bit on Friday after making a new high, closed near the lows. Bernstein doesn't care. They're jumping on the bandwagon. It's up 80 cents today at 24.79.
Yeah, it looks like it's trying to sneak back up to that $25 level. That was the pre-market high when it announced earnings. A little bit different now, and I would say it's getting up here. He stopped at 24.53 and 24.68 the last 2 days. So that whole 24.50 area will act as support. What's a little bit different about Facebook this time is it's getting up here in the 23.5, 24 area, and it's not flopping right back down.
Yeah.
So perhaps it's gaining some momentum to test that $25 level again, and after that $25 level, you got some room. You got some room to run into Facebook. I knew I was right about that.
It's just about 3 months too early. 4 or 6 months too early. European banks are down here significantly this morning. There's more concerns over there in Greece. I don't think we'll ever get rid of this. RBS trading down significantly. 946 is trading at 911, 912 this morning. Barclays BCS is really getting beat up. Actually got upgraded today. Doesn't matter. Stock is down. It closed to 1628. It's trading 1546. Deutsche Bank, another one that's trading down 43.87, trading at 42.92. Joel, all these European banks down significantly, and it's putting pressure on our financials as well.
Well, if you look at the charts of all of them, they've all had some nice runs. So, to give a little bit back here, it's not surprising. The European situation has been on the back burner for quite a while, so maybe we can hear about Europe instead of the fiscal cliff on CNBC today.
Give them something else to worry about. Our
Yep.
U.S. financials are worried about them, though, because here you are, Citigroup trading down 26 cents here this morning. You've also got JP Morgan trading down pretty significantly, 40.76 after closing at 41.09. So it looks like there could be a little bit of pressure in your financials.
Yeah, that Citigroup has held a real tight range here over the last 4 days.
Really has.
Yeah, so now it's kind of breaking out through the bottom of that range. You had 35.58 as the low on Wednesday, a couple lows at 35.70 before that. So Citigroup needs to hold right in here. I think we could flop back down, perhaps get some of that gap area going down to the to like 35 even 35.10 area.
JP Morgan, like we just said, is trading down here as well. And it was a stock that was looking okay on the charts, but I don't like this reversal. If the stock obviously starts to break down here, maybe this little uptrend that we got going here is going to get broke.
Yeah, sure didn't participate in the rally that much
No, it
on
didn't.
Friday. Kind of tight range, ran into some sellers here. You have two highs, 41.18, 41.22. Tuesday and Friday's highs. So look for that sellers to step down to that $41 area, and then that will now be major resistance. Coming back on the downside, you have almost a double bottom here at 40 and a quarter, 40.35. So you break down below there, we'll go right through that 40.09 and sneak into the $39 handle.
Goldman Sachs trading down just on light volume here, but down 60 cents as well, 119.75 after closing at 120.31. What's your technical outlook on GS?
GS did not get as much of didn't really rally a whole lot during when the SPOOs go from 1340 to 1400. You think you'd get a little bit more than a 6-point rally in Goldman, but that's not the case. 120 is going to be the level now. 120.31 was the high on Friday. 118.27 was the low. I think haven't quite got near that, so we'll use those as parameters. You break below this 118 area, and we're looking at a little bit below 117 at 116.83.
Well, it was Black Friday, so we should talk about some of your retailers, and some of them are trading higher here this morning. Walmart's just trading up about a nickel here on a day we're down 6.5. It's got decent relative strength. For full disclosure, I do have a trading position on in Walmart as well. But here you are, Walmart. We thought about it, and we thought it might break out coming into the Black Friday. It did on Friday itself, getting above that key $70 psychological number. Can it continue to fill this gap that it had back from earnings?
Yeah, we had one straight print in the pre-market up at 77. I don't see that
overdone.
happening. But taking a look, we are trading right at Friday's high here. 70.24 was Friday's high, trading at 70 and a quarter. Really need to hold that level in order to go up and start to take a work into that gap area. So keep an eye right here on the 70 and a quarter area. If you're trying to short, that might be a decent area with a tight stop.
Macy's had a heck of a run on Friday as well. The CEO was on there saying that the sales, it looked like they were one of their best days ever there for Macy's on Friday, well, at least from a customer's numbers perspective. Stock has ticked up just at 42 there. That was actually an after-hours trade, but it had a good day on Friday and was getting dangerously close to that high that we had on November 7th at 41.98.
Yeah, I think it's going to be real tough area to get through here. 41.98. You mentioned that high. Probably some resting orders there at 42. Even if you get above that, you had a high back in May at 42.17. So looks like some of the big boys are trying to wiggle out here at this $42 level.
Target's another one we might as well highlight. I do have a trading position. I have a pair trade going on in Target Walmart. Anyways, Target is trading down here 20 cents on there, or just after Friday, but only on 500 shares. 64.48 is where it closed. But this was another one that looked like it was starting to break out on Friday.
Yeah, just kind of a creeper rally here. I've had 3 straight up days. Looking at Friday's high, 64.50. That should act as good resistance. That coincides with the high you had back in October at 64.41. So things are starting to really tighten up here at the 64.50 level.
Well, that's our show here. We'll just give it one more little touch on the update on the market. 13.99.25 is where we're trading right now, down 6. Have a great trading day, folks, and we will be back with you tomorrow.